Dave Nassi at Next Level Guitar. How you doing? We are going to have a good lesson today. What we're going to do is we're going to get a strong introduction into mixing major and minor pentatonics. We're going to be doing this in A, so we're going to be thinking kind of A major, A minor. We're going to give you 3 licks that'll help open up the door and really create that visualization so that you can see how this is possible. Before we get started, what I would really love you to do is subscribe to the channel and click that like button. Maybe even leave me a comment. I love reading everything that gets posted. We definitely like to keep that relationship going. It's a big part of our educational process here, and it's really important to us. We're going to go through the major and minor pentatonics here, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how I see this and visualize it. 3 licks is all we're going to focus on. Starting with A minor pentatonic, I'm playing my first form. So here's a quick little trick that we're going to realize. If I put my pinky on my first finger and I play the exact same scale, I get A major, and it essentially outlines this chord. So if you're thinking like a G chord under a capo, it's kind of what I'm getting, like my first fingers being nature's capo in this case. You can relate it to this A chord. So the way that I hear this is I hear my girl. I'm just going from A to A, and that's how I really broke that door down for myself to see that, wow, I can play a lick and go up. And I'm already combining these sounds together. But the other key thing, and this is what's gonna, we're kind of warming up into the lesson, is to think about if I'm playing this shape of pentatonic in this location, well, this isn't the first note of the scale, this is essentially the second note of the scale for the sake of explanation. But if I go to make it my first, I have to play form 2 of pentatonic, and that's this. So here's where I say one of the more interesting things you could ever try to say to somebody when they're learning guitar. The second form of your pentatonic that you've maybe learned another way becomes the first one that you identify with a major chord. So again, form 2 of your pentatonic establishes form 1 of your major pentatonics. Now, if I lost you there, this is where we get to say scroll back and watch it all one more time, and it'll definitely make sense as you kind of process this. But you gotta play it. You gotta see how that works. You gotta see that this A minor is here. I put my pinky over here, and then I can visualize it. Oh yeah, that second one would start here because it's my first note. Now, let's get into the licks. I'm gonna take this scale. I'm gonna play this one side by side so I can see it, and I can visualize what to play. So here's my first phrase. Nice classic little blues lick. I'm going up here. Now I'm going to go down. So I've combined major. I can almost see the chord. And I'm going down in minor. I'm sliding in with a little blues note that sometimes we often hear. Just a little bit of, fluctuation in there, but it's cool to play. So I have anything involving those 3 notes. Or but I get that nice mixture of major into minor. It could go the other way. I could play minor first. And sliding is a cool thing to do. I'm, in a sense, if I can visualize this, now you kind of have to play these things side by side at first to be able to visualize how these things sit next to each other. But this is how we're going to bring this all together with lick number 1. So lick number 2 is going to be a little more simplified, but in a forward motion. A nice little introduction, as I said, just so we can get used to seeing it. Now, anything that we play here to get more ammo out of this can be moved to an octave lower, and I can see some of those same phrases. And we want to notice where our octaves are. Picturing kind of this chord. So I'm playing the same thing 2 times in a row. So what I'm going to really focus on for lick number 3 is a concept here, where I could play the same things in 2 places. I could play this phrase. I'm ending on my A. I'm aware of where that A is within the scale. And I'm ending on the A there. So it sounds totally different. I'm playing the same thing in 2 locations. So this is how we're going to basically bring, an end to this, but we're going to keep it nice and short and sweet to open up that door so you can start to discover these things on your own. If I'm going up, right, any of these great traditional things. But by doing just that little thing, we broaden the scope of the sound a lot. Let me sum all these up a little bit slower, and then we're going to waste no time, and we're going to get straight into the jam track that we can use to kind of help bring these into our playing and help get used to that phrasing. And I gotta say this too, the best part about having this jam track, you can get it yourself. All you gotta do is just click on that link below. You're gonna get this jam track. You're gonna get 5 other ones too. So it's a great way for you to pull this into your playing in a lot of different keys. As I work my way down, starting with this phrase, now I'm going to take it and move it down. Now I have going back up. Same lick in 2 places. And right away you're getting a good blend of how these things come together within your playing. We're just knocking down that door and getting comfortable to realize that we don't just have to solo in a minor pentatonic context all the time, essentially giving us multiple ways that we could play over one progression and broadening your scope as a player. So let's kick up that track. I'll discuss it as we go through it, and we'll waste no time bringing it into your playing. Alrighty, kicking up that track, we're going to mix a little bit of our major and minor tonalities. Sounds great when you hear it go through that chord change as well. Now, if the track starts with a minor chord, maybe you'll play a little bit more minor and add the major after the fact. A little bit of major. And you can really hear it. I mean, it's meant to almost make the listener kind of perk up for a second. What is he doing? But you're creating resolve by going right back to that minor sound. Again, lick number 1. Lick number 2. Now we used a little bit of this in there. Let's do that in another place. Pace. Be nice and comfortable as we kind of go through these things, and And I think that you'll see, in addition to this track, as you play it with all the other ones, you'll really be able to make it blend into your playing. So, as I mentioned before, subscribe to the channel, click that like button and leave us a comment. I'm going to play this out. Have a good time, and I'll see you in another video at Next Level Guitar. Thanks so much.